Guys, it seems today that all you see is microtransactions in gaming and sex on TV. But where are those good old gaming values on which we used to rely? Luckily, there is a Donkerdank, and today I'm going to rank the World at War zombie maps. I'm sure all of you know about the Zombies mode in Call of Duty, and I am a huge fan of it. In fact, I've sunk hundreds of hours in zombies from all across the Treyarch maps. And by the way, the Treyarch maps are from World at War and all the Black Ops from 1 to 4, to be exact. And how could I not? The gameplay is addictive and very much fun. In fact, the lore of the Zombies mode is excellent as well. It's very subtle, yet intriguing in storytelling. And that all starts with these 4 maps here. Now, when I rank them, I'm doing it solely by my opinions and preferences. This is in no way an objective list. And also, these maps have been remastered a few times, like in Black Ops I and Black Ops III. So they too will be considered in my ranking. And when I say I'm ranking them, I'm going from worst to first. I'll do the traditional S, A, B, C, F, whatever tiers if I get past Black Ops 4 and do all the Aether maps in one go. You know what I mean? But without further delay, let's get into it, boys. Coming in at 4th place, we have Shino Numa. Now, this is the Japanese swamp map from World at War, and it was remastered in Black Ops 1 and 3. The premise of this map is that there is a meteorite of element 115 that crashed in Japan, and Group 935 and Division 9 made the Rising Sun facility there in order to study it. When the map starts, you play as the Ultimates characters. And when I say Ultimates characters, I mean the original Edward Richtofen, Tank Dempsey, Nikolai Belinsky, and Takeo Masaki, as the latter 3 are just woken up from being tested on by Richtofen, who needs them for his ultimate plan. This map, like all the others in this game, is great, don't get me wrong. I only put it here because I don't really prefer the layout of the map. But I dig the creepy, gross vibe of the map. Being surrounded by the swamp makes one feel really isolated and screwed, as well as all being, gross and icky and humid. And ugh. Of course, this map really kickstarted the story with introducing the Ultimates characters. And speaking of story, the radios in this map are extremely creepy if you ever activate them. In fact, the first one is just a deep voice reading numbers, which is like coordinates, and then it's a man trying to reach out to the man you see dead in the spawn area, saying that he hopes this message gets to him, or he's all out of hope. Really nihilistic and creepy stuff there. This map also introduces the Wunderwaffe and the mechanic of the mystery box teleporting after a few uses. Hellhounds also make their debut here as a boss round to break up the monotony. I mentioned the layout not being my jam, and here's what I mean. This map is sort of shaped like an X, meaning you spawn in the center and work your way to those branches for they offer randomized perk-a-colas. Perhaps the randomization of the perks throws me off a little bit as well. Also, in some of these branches you have to trudge through the water, meaning the zombies can get you there as well. It definitely offers a good challenge, unless of course you know how to cheese the map and go for the higher rounds. But hey, there's no power switch, so when you do reach the perks they are on automatically, which is nice. All in all, I do like this map. It's creepy and the lore is great. Just not my tempo gameplay-wise. Or not as much as the other 3. Coming in at 3rd spot, we have Nacht der Untoten, the OG map. Yes sir, this is the first zombies anything in Call of Duty. All in secret too. Like it wasn't even advertised or marketed at all with the game, because it was made in secret by the developers. In this map, you play as one of 4 US soldiers after your plane crashes in the intro, and you are stuck in a bunker, as infinite waves of the undead come and get you. This map was remastered, of course, in Black Ops 1 and 3, but it also appeared in the Black Ops II map Transit and in the Cold War map Die Maschine. There's not much story here, just some guys fighting till the bitter end. How long can you last? You're stuck in a rinky-dinky ass bunker, there's no surviving this, and you and your guys have to last as long as you can before your inevitable doom. World at War was very nihilistic in this regard, and I love it. If Shino Numa was creepy, Nacht is just hopeless. As far as gameplay goes, the World at War version of this map is definitely rough. It's like this is the Pokemon Red of zombies, if you will. Because of the behind the scenes of this mode, you kind of have to forgive the unrefined feel to this map because some things do feel primitive. For example, there's a countdown timer for each power-up. Zombies can't sprint yet, and there are no perks, no pack-a-punch, no Easter eggs, no nothing. Barely even any story. All you have are wall weapons, buyable doors, and of course the mystery box. But hell, even all the way back then, you could still get the ray gun. The thing I like about this map over Shino Numa is the layout. Yes, it is way smaller. In fact, I think this is the smallest map ever made. But I think the claustrophobic nature is a feature, not a bug. In the Black Ops III version, you of course get access to the Gobblegums and the Wonder Fizz, adding more playability to all maps, and this map especially gets lifted from it. Objectively, this is one of the worst maps, quote unquote, if not the worst on paper. But I think that's a good thing, because it just shows that the zombies mode will evolve further and further as time goes on. And speaking of evolving, coming in at number 2 we have Verrückt. Verrückt is the asylum map. You and 3 other US Marines are sent to retrieve a spy that infiltrated Group 935, in which the asylum is but another facility too. But the undead are sicked upon you, and you have to survive the horror and the terror of the situation. In fact, I'm pretty sure one of the Marines survives and is captured, and that guy is made out to be Tank Dempsey. Yeah, this map is the scariest, probably the scariest of all the zombie maps, period. With the setting of the insane asylum, you have to wonder what kind of disturbing shit happened here even before Group 935 took over. You hear sound clips all throughout the map that give you chills. Drills going off, screaming, babies, and the sound of a demented merry-go-round. This is where I'm going to talk about the graphics engine of World at War. Compared to the graphics you see in the 8th and 9th gen of gaming, World at War looks washed out, and not as sharp as later titles, but I think that works for its advantage. As graphics improve, you see more clearly the details on textures. This ends up making the games look cleaner, and that doesn't make for a scary, unsettling vibe, because the more you see, the less scary it is. This game nails that aesthetic better than any game after, and that's showcased wonderfully here. This map also introduces Coca-Cola machines and the power switch. When you spawn, you'll see that there is a door that you can't open because you don't have the power running yet. If you're playing with other people, they may be stuck behind that door. Something that keeps me coming back is that once the power is on and all the doors are open, you can just go through the map like a circle. Fun fact, when you get to the kitchen, you can see a knife and a whole bunch of blood on the table there, implying that someone's hand was cut off. As you can see, there's a loose hand somewhere else on the map. And that, of course, would be the spy that you were sent to rescue, Peter McCain. In fact, the hanging body that you see in Spawn in Shino Numa is Peter McCain. You can tell by the fact that his hand is missing. I guess he got infected or something and had to cut it off in a desperate act of survival. These maps offer these subtle hints about the implied story, and it's up to the player to link these pieces together. It's what made the allure of these game modes so intriguing, more so than the actual campaigns of Call of Duty. If you play this map, keep a crawler alive, and look at all the rooms and stuff and imagine what this area was used for. Maybe you'll come across a soundbite or two. And coming in at number 1, my favorite map from World at War is, of course, Riese. Now Riese, or the Giant, is the headquarters of Group 935, and so this place was responsible in story for the zombie outbreak. It's the center of an old lab complex where much evil was created. This is a fan favorite for a reason. It introduces the Pack-a-Punch and cleverly shows you how to activate it, just in the spawn area, as you can see by the wires. The layout is similar to Verrückt, where it's easy to train and navigate, leading to many high-round matches, especially with the perks and the Pack-a-Punch and the teleporters. Just like in the past 3 maps, this has come back in Black Ops I and was remade in Black Ops III as the Giant, and thank God for that. This is a top 5 map for me overall, probably the most fun you can have in World at War Zombies. The lore is rich in Riese too. We learn a ton about 935, Maxis, and the origins of the zombies and how Samantha became the demonic announcer, and also how the Hellhounds were formed and what Richtofen did to have the zombie outbreak happen in the first place. The radios in this map aren't as creepy. In fact, the map itself isn't that scary, but it's mostly science labs and open areas. But it's damn good storytelling and it's fun as fuck. The whole Pack-a-Punch thing is genius. It's like how, again, in Pokemon, you can evolve your boys. Well, you can evolve your guns too. Yes, I also know I am the only human being in existence that's ever compared Call of Duty Zombies to Pokemon, but there's so much more replayability added to this game because of the Pack-a-Punch. The teleporter is alright. I mean, you won't really use it unless you need to activate the Pack-a-Punch machine, so it's kind of, eh. But all in all, this map is legendary. Every zombie enjoyer needs to play this, and there are so many ways to access this map throughout the years, so there's a good chance you probably already have. In conclusion, World at War may not be the COD I love the most, but it's the one I respect the most. The risks it took showed balls that COD is just too big and too safe for today. It's those risks of being horrifying and disturbing that led to COD Zombies. And these 4 maps are brilliant in their own way for creating the fan-favorite survival mode we know today. Zombies will never be as scary, as chilling, as subtle, and as simple as in this game. The lore introduced is fascinating. The less is more tactic is at best here. Comparing zombies today to what it used to be is like day and night, for better and for worse. And the great thing about World at War on PC is the modding scene. So many fan-made maps with that creepy graphics engine leads to a lot of creative scenarios. But that's all I have to say about the World at War zombie maps. Next up, if I get around to it, will be Black Ops and its maps. Until then, have a great day, and thank you.